Cool.
Okay. All right. Looks like we're live. Yeah.
Looks like we're live. All right. So this is Near Without Noise, episode 7 with Paras. And we have the two co-founders of the project here with us today. And they're going to be discussing everything from the origins of their project to the NFT space to kind of where things are going to go with the project in the coming months as well. So welcome to both of you. We're really happy to have you on Near Without the Noise.
Yeah, thank you very much
for having us.
Yep, exactly. Excited to talk about Paras and the near ecosystem.
So
yeah, okay,
first
cool.
things.
Yeah, go ahead, Michael.
Okay. First things first, I think just to get us started, can you give us a little bit of background of where you guys come from in the crypto space, how you guys kind of came to create Paras and what the kind of starting story of the project was?
All right. So yeah, Paras project is we're pretty much started back in December 2019. So it's almost a year from now. So at first we are not building NFT marketplace, but instead we are building a personal website generator, but we are building it on top of decentralized storage on Blockstack. If you knew about it, the Blockstack technology at the time, they really focused on their decentralized storage, and that's where we are building Paras. So Paras is like a decentralized version for about.me. Like it is one-page website where you can put your biography, you can put your link and something like that. And when building on top of Blockstack, we learned that the Blockstack blockchain is not as scalable. Their V1 is pretty bad. I think it is the same thing like Bitcoin or Ethereum. It has a really slow. I can say it's really slow transaction speed for their version 1 at that time in the early January. So I think we need to move to the other platform to info Paras, right? So that's where we found Near. We found Near around like late March or early April. We found Near, and I saw their website. It is very fast. It is very convenient, and I think this is where we can build our next thing with Paras, right? So from there on, we are brainstorming. Me and Afiq, we talk a lot of things. We do a lot of ideas and experiment. And at that time, we are, we're trying to go big. We are trying to build decentralized social media. So also at that time, Paras, we want Paras to be the decentralized social media where users can store their data, can truly own their data. So yeah, and we are launching the testnet version of Paras around July, and about 2-3 months we are doing a lot of experiments. We try to find traction with some niche, and we also have this program that we call memory grants to try to find what the best category, what the best niche that we should pursue. So yeah, maybe I can talk more about this program, this memory grant program that really helped us becoming what Paras is now.
All right. So
go ahead. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So as Riqi mentioned earlier, that we were decentralized social media at the time. So at the time, we think that Paras is a memory bank. So we believe that at the time that human brain can only store many certain memories for a very small amount of time compared to what you can store in digitalized version, especially in blockchain and IPFS at the time. So we believe that the decentralized social media at the time was a place for people to store whether their work in progress, whether their art, whether their jobs, or whether their most valuable memories at the time. And then we created an event in order to, at the same time, encourage our user to post more content, right? Because we want more tractions from our users. And at the time, we created 3 events, all under the name of Memory Grant. And one of the event called Art Apprentice. As it stated, it's art plus apprentice. So we encourage our users to post their original artwork, whether they're professional or established artists or whether they're amateur artists, it doesn't matter. We just want them to submit their work in our platform, and we will choose like the best 5 art that we think should be the winner, and we will give them a certain amount of prizes at the time. And from that, we find that the response was a lot better than the other 2 events. And from that moment, we find out that at the time in Twitter, we can find certain things that artists tends to say things like, it costs $0 to share my artwork. It costs $0 to retweet this artwork or like this artwork. And we find out that we might be able to fix that problem by creating a platform based on Artprentice at the time. So we in conventional digital market, artists usually share their portfolios and expect that there are people who will use their open commission, right? But what if that they can also post their content that they already have, and people as a way to fund for their next big project. So not only that they can do marketing, but at the same time, they can also sell their old contents in order to get more money to create newer content. So that's the background how Paras is today. From that moment, we decided that maybe if we pivot from social media, it was too big for us to handle at the time, and we just tried to focus on one aspect. And we chose art. We chose to create NFT marketplace, and as it seemed, that's what created Paras as it is today.
So would you guys say that it was kind of the community response that led you guys to believe that, like, trying to shift the direction of the whole platform? Is that like a good summary of how you got into the NFT, like, card collection space?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's the community that led us to believe that if we're moving towards this niche market, it will give us more time to grow, and it will give more benefits directly to the community.
Cool. So why don't you guys quickly just talk about what Paras is for people who aren't really familiar with NFTs or digital art in general, because I think your platform is really unique. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I think Paras is really unique because we wanted this because there are a lot of NFT marketplace out there, right? Especially on the Ethereum one, there are maybe like 6, 7 that are really big. They have really great funding. They already have one of them might be already acquired by a big company, and we want to have some differentiation, and after we are doing a lot of more research, like one of the biggest collectibles out there is the card collectibles. You know, like the baseball cards, the sport cards, the Pokemon, baseball, Yu-Gi-Oh, everything else is really big, right? From small children until maybe like 20 people in their 20s, 30s, all of them are collecting these card collectibles. So I think the card collectible market, the physical one, is really big, and it is already there, right? It's already there, and we just need to digitize it. So this is where we are, we will be focusing on the card collectibles, the NFT card collectibles, because the market is already there, and it is pretty easy to just digitize it. And I think that's really it. That's why we are focused on a single thing, on the card only.
Yeah, and Paras is practically a way for conventional artists or current digital artists who is not onboarded to crypto space as a way to diversify their contents, right? And we find that it's a lot easier to create digital content rather than a physical or conventional like hand drawing. It costs a lot more, and here you can expand your medium from small projects as well. So you can start small, but it can be expanded to something big in the future, and it's a lot easier to maintain. Yeah.
And I think maybe if we could make it as simple as possible for someone who might not know a whole lot about collectibles. The basic idea behind them is that these cards that you're putting on the platform have some significance, either for in the context of a game, in the context of a narrative, in the context of a collection, or like, well, I guess how do users who want to purchase these collectibles, how do they see the value of the different cards that they might want to buy?
Yeah, I think that what you mentioned earlier is really what we are trying to focus on. We wanted the collectors to collect the collection, not only just a standalone art like any other NFT marketplace like Nifty Gateway or Super Rare. They are all focused on a single edition of one premium artwork. We don't want that to be our focus on this platform. We wanted to create a collectibles that can be collected by many people, just like the real world trading cards collectible, and because of that, we wanted our users to the collectors especially to focus on the narrative, on the lore, on the on the story of the collection, on the universe of the collection that are being built by the artist itself, not only just the visual or because the artist is a famous one, it has a huge followers. We don't want that. We don't want that to be the focus on our platform. We want our collectors. There's said that people buy stories, right? People buy stories, not products, and we want that to be on our platform.
Can you guys talk a little bit about how you get artists to participate in your platform? And then you can also go into like how you, what that process of onboarding is like as well.
All right, I think Afiq is in charge for every content, every artist in our platform. So yeah, maybe Afiq can answer this question.
Yeah. So currently we have this sorting mechanism. So we create an application form for artists so that they can submit their application to us, and then we will sort them out and find out which artists that we can board as fast as possible and which one that we will hold for other times. But the idea is that it's just a sorting mechanism because we're not ready to accept all collectibles. We're not ready to accept, for example, not safe for work content or contents that tend to be a lot more vulgar. We're not ready for that. And then we're also try to avoid artists who just posting their in progress work. So it's just as a way of testing the marketplace instead of being serious to post in our marketplace, because again, it's a marketplace. You post you mint your cards in order to sell it to somebody. So at least it has to be ready to be sold or ready to be bought, right? And through this way, what we're trying to do is that we're looking for committed artists. They're diversifying their arts through collections and paras. But then we're not just accepting artists who are established or artists who just came from crypto space. We are very welcoming to artists that haven't developed their full potential yet, but willing to in the long run. So that's our main concern. Is that we want artists that is willing to mint their cards, create lore, or expand their stories from a small project to a bigger one for a long run, not only one-shot project. So therefore, we would require them to give their portfolio and some background context, whether they came from crypto space or whether they are an writer or a comic artist. I think that portfolio is the most important one, so that at least we have a base understanding how committed you are as an artist, or whether you have history for a long shot project, or how long have you been working in this industry.
Just wanna add little things. We also like Afiq mentioned earlier, we are not only onboarding like the crypto artists from other marketplaces, but we are also onboarding a lot of many artists from the non-crypto space. We have like one of artists. She is Fit Squid. Her name was her name is Fit Squid. He created a collection. It is, I believe, it is called Immortal Flame series, which is her novel, which is her in progress novels, and he wanted to share the artworks, and also hoping to get funds by selling the artworks, and in the future, hopefully, she can finish her novel, sell it, and hopefully those early investors that are already collecting the artwork, if maybe like the novels got really big, those early investors that collecting the artworks can sell their first generation artwork really high. I mean, like, for example, like the highest Pokemon cards, the Charizard the first generation Charizard is sold maybe around $300,000 for now. So I think that's the potential that we can have at Paras. People can people can be invest on the collection, on the story, not only just the art itself.
So how are the artists and both the collectors, how are they finding out about Paris?
Yeah, so the artists, for the artists, we are doing a lot of things. But we are onboarding some artists from the crypto space, and also we are onboarding some artists from the non-crypto space. From the non-crypto space, we are looking for some creative forums, like like writing forums, like the comics forum, like the illustration forums, something like that. And we ask them if they are interested to sell their artwork, to fund their works, to fund their projects. And yeah, that's where we can onboard a lot of artists from non-crypto space. And for the crypto space, Twitter is one of the best place, I think, for onboarding a lot of crypto users, right? I think for the collectors, I think the collectors will come by themselves if we have a really great artist, a really great collection in our marketplace. So yeah, our current focus is to just onboard as many artists as possible, and we believe from great artists we can have great collectors.
Yeah, it's a good model, I think.
Did either of you consider it difficult at the beginning when you were getting Paras off the ground to kind of create what would be one of the first digital collectible marketplaces? Was it a challenge, or did you know more or less that the market existed and you wanted to just kind of expose it? How did starting Paras go in terms of actually starting the digital collectible side of it, I guess?
Yeah, I think it's kind of hard, I would say, because for now we are exactly a month from our first from our launch on December 7th. Up until now, our marketplace is we don't really have that kind of story, that kind of collections that really has a really great story, a really great like lore or narrative. But we are trying to reach our vision. But yeah, for now we are having a lot of crypto artists that really help the community, that really help onboarding another artist. So yeah, I think for now we are just like 70% crypto artists and 30% like the non-crypto one. So yeah, I think that's it. But
anything to add to that, Afiq?
Our hardest moment when we're trying to release our platform is that when we're trying to onboard people who are not coming from crypto space, because it's really hard to because the concept of crypto space is very foreign to them. Is that it's very absurd that a digital art card with no physical form whatsoever can be bought by people online. Like, who's buying all these collections? And for us, especially where we came from Indonesia, is that it's really foreign here, and it's very hard concept to grasp by non-crypto space artists. And the real challenge is that to make sure that that we are being serious when we try to board them, that we're being serious, that their cards will be bought by collectors alike in Paras. And there are many more crypto space artists who's been doing this from one platform to another platform. And they're a big market here that is rapidly growing in the future. And starting early means that you get more headroom for your growth. And when it's already big, you can reap the benefits afterwards. But now the market is pretty much open for everyone. So what we really love to encourage to the non-crypto artists is that there's nothing wrong in trying to board with us, because we will help as much as we can to make sure you are comfortable with the crypto space.
And I think we have a question here from Lenara. She was asking, I think you guys discussed to a certain extent the beginning in social media and then the move to collectibles, but how long did it actually take to build the platform to get it technically where you guys wanted it to actually work? And what were the biggest challenges in building that? And I also kind of, it's a young platform as well, I believe. So you might want to add a little bit about kind of how things have been since launch.
Yeah, I think like maybe around a month. We are building Paras for a month. I think it is from October, November. Yeah, from late October until late November, we are building rapidly, because we are already familiar with the Near ecosystem. Like I mentioned earlier, we already using Near since April. I personally have joined 2 hackathons from Near, and building on Near has a really great developer experience compared to the other blockchains out there. You don't really need to learn another language. They just you can just use TypeScript. I mean like assembly script, which is pretty much like TypeScript, and also Rust language, which is really well known for now. So yeah, I think building on top of Near is making our life easier. That's why we can build this marketplace for a month. But since our first launch, the social media one, we already have built like our indexers is already up and running. We already have our notification system. We already have like most of the things that are really needed in our platform for now is already being built since we are building this social media platform. So yeah, I think it took us around a month to build this NFT marketplace. And the challenge for now, yeah, I think one of the hardest challenge in blockchain is the in Near, I believe, is the indexing, right? Because the indexer itself, the official indexer itself, when I saw the developers group, a lot of people's getting really a hard time building their indexer based on the Near indexer framework. So I think the indexing part, the indexing layer is the hardest part to maintain on our end. And also we also use this IPFS node for our storage service. And IPFS, I think IPFS is relative is slower than the AWS S3. I don't really know why, but because maybe the design is pretty the design mechanism is really different from the centralized one and the distributed or decentralized IPFS. I think that's really it for this 1 month experience. The indexing layer and also the IPFS layer. Technically that's the hardest part that we are finding.
So, I mean, you guys built that super quickly. What can you guys talk a little bit about what you would tell other people, other entrepreneurs, about building on Near compared to other layer one blockchains?
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but
Yeah.
just to get
So
specific.
yeah, like Near is, I believe Near is one of the best blockchain protocol out there that are really ready for production. They have their mainnet it is really fast. Like it only took like three seconds at most for every transaction. The gas fee itself is very cheap. It's I don't know, like 100 or 1,000 transactions will cost you $1. So it is very cheap for developers there that wanted to build on top of blockchain. Just build on here. It is vast, it is cheap, and the developer experience, like I mentioned earlier, you can just use your, like, I believe most developers right now are really familiar with JavaScript, right? JavaScript is, I think, the most popular language for now. And well, assembly script is pretty much like JavaScript, but it is static. Is more like statically typed, and it has less feature than JavaScript, but fundamentally it is all the same. So JavaScript developers, if you wanted to try to build smart contract on top of blockchain platform, just use Near protocol and the assembly script. That's really a very easy way to build your first decentralized app.
I think before, I think you were talking about how right now there's a process for getting onto Paras, right? For applying and for being able to put your collectibles on the platform. Is the plan in the future to eventually decentralize the platform so that anyone can kind of post anything, or is Paras as an entity planning on kind of ensuring the quality of the content that goes onto it in terms of collectibles?
Yeah, in the future, we absolutely want it for us to be as open as possible. Everyone can just mint their cards, and yeah, we want it to be as decentralized as possible. We also wanted to have like the government to be ready, the DAOs to be ready on Paras. But I think, I think it is still a very long way to go. Maybe the fastest, I believe, it is maybe like 6 months later, but I don't know about the time. I'm not really sure about it. But well, yeah, we just see how we can how the community, how the growth of Faras will be in the future, and we'll decide when we can go fully decentralized, fully community governed.
Can you guys talk quickly, just like technically speak about what happens like for each like card as a collectible? How is it created and then sold to a user? So maybe in the terms that someone who doesn't understand crypto as much, technically what's happening, like what makes a card basically able to be unique on the platform in a technical sense?
Okay. So as we mentioned earlier, is that what we're trying to do is that we try to be different with the other NFT platforms that has existed before us. Unlike other platforms that focus a lot more in visuals and the well-known aspect of the artist, what we're trying to do is to create stories and create collections. Certain platform would give a bigger chance for one-shot projects created by certain artists, but our value really is that these artists have collections, and you can collect all these collections, and each collection is connected through what we call as lore or narratives in that sense, as one of our artists called Fit Squid has been doing for now. So in terms of technical aspects, that how do we sell these cards? It's pretty much simple, just like the conventional way. The difference is it's just digitalized. And in that aspect as well, I'd like to add that we actually try to birth the next Pokemon, the next baseball cards, or the next Yu-Gi-Oh cards in Paras, because that's the idea of the collection, and we want that to do that in the long run. Like, Pokemon start somewhere and Yu-Gi-Oh starts somewhere. They all start small, but the idea is that we think that we have more benefits in the long run, because as we know, the conventional trading art card market is very much fluctuative. There are only certain part of companies that can validate whether the mint condition of that card is grade 10, grade 9, grade 8 in the case of Pokemon, and is that a lot of maintenance fees for first generation of boxes. Maybe there's only like 5 more boxes left from the first generation of Pokemon, and we're not really sure whether these cards are legit first generation, and we don't know who owns all of these cards and whether we can validate it by our own. But here in near as a blockchain protocol, we can make sure that if you mint your card here, your collection in Paras will last indefinite. It will always stays true as the first time you bought it. You will not worry about the crease. You will not worry about bending it. It's practically zero maintenance cost, and it doesn't matter how many fakes out there. If our platform gets really big and there are a lot of fake cards out there, and it doesn't matter because the ownership validation is transparent for everyone to see, right? So it's pretty much secure, and the price is also transparent for everyone to see. So any fluctuation of prices can be seen by everyone. So we don't just guess, or it's not just decided by 1 or 2 companies saying that this card, if it's grade 10, then it costs $300,000. But you just can see it. Everyone can see it. That the price of this card currently costs for $250. So that's the technical aspect of purchasing and creating cards in Paras.
So I think this is really interesting. Would it be kind of fair to say that because of what you're able to do with NFTs, the digital collectible marketplace as a whole kind of has a huge opportunity to upgrade and become more kind of open, accessible, and mainstream in virtue of the fact that you can tie a digital collectible to an NFT? Definitely.
It's just as you said, it's more open and it's a lot more accessible, and I think it's just a lot more convenient than your conventional digital art market. Yeah.
And you both see this as the start of kind of the beginning of this wave. So Paras is positioned at the front, at the very beginning of this kind of new switch over to digital collectibles, and that's what you're both trying to pioneer with the platform.
Yes, we hope so. We hope that we can start because we believe that diversifying the current trading art card into a digital version needs to happen as soon as possible, because we might not know that when will the first generation of Charizard will be gone in our physical realm, and by digitalizing it, you're pretty much making sure that it will last forever, or it will last a lot longer than 20 or 30 years from now. Yeah.
I think Sasha had a question that he asked in the chat. He said, "Can I verify the particular token owner provenance of a collectible on the Blockchain Explorer similar to Etherscan?"
Well, you actually can do that on the blockchain Explorer, but currently we are not exposing our smart contracts. We are not open sourcing our smart contracts because we don't want to have that kind of risk, that kind of risk that I believe that maybe maybe in our smart contract we have some kind of bug, some kind of weakness in our smart contract because it is not audit yet, and that's why we're not open sourcing the smart contract for now. But if you wanted to validate it through the smart contract, yes, you can, but you can just do it through our platform, through Paras, because the smart contract itself, like I mentioned earlier, is not open source. You don't really know what function you should call, right? So the only thing that the only place that you can validate the ownership for the cards, for the NFT, is through our platform for now. But later on, we wanted to open source the smart contract, and hopefully by open sourcing it, we can gather a lot more developers to build on top of Paras.
And I think maybe just to follow up, he did ask, what does Paras as a platform name mean as well?
I'm sorry?
What does
The
Paras, the name? Yeah, where did you guys?
The name. Yeah. So, well, Paras is basically, at first, Paras is because we wanted to build like the personal website back in December 2019. Paras is in Indonesia. Paras is like your face, like your, I don't know what's the word, Fik?
Paras is a bahasa for face, or for persona, for
pretty much
what
like
you present to everyone.
To be, right? Yeah. So yeah. So I think yeah, go on, Fik, go on. You're much better.
And not only that, there are some other definitions for Paras as well in Bahasa that we find that it's, if I have to translate it to English, it pretty much means that the result is equals to your effort. So it's practically like our idealistic manner of how we see our work, is that the result is only as much as what we're trying to make it to be. Yeah, so it's not just a face that you present to people, but it's also what we did in the background that can define us.
So Paras is like, I think like the NFT space as a whole is gaining a lot of traction in crypto. And I don't know, there's a lot of different NFT projects. I mean, like your guys' project is very unique. I think we've talked a lot about that on this episode, but how do you guys see the like coming years in the development of the like NFT art and collectible space? Because I mean, you're onboarding artists who aren't into crypto and they seem to be catching on, but like, where do you guys see from the inside? Where do you see it kind of going?
Yeah, so yeah, the market for the collectibles itself is around $370 billion, and virtual goods loan is around $50 billion, and from the Pokemon cards already from their first Pokemon cards till now, they already sold around 30 billion cards. Yu-Gi-Oh already sold around 20 billion cards. So the card collectibles market and the collectibles market alone is really, really, really big for us to disrupt. And this is where I believe the NFT space, the crypto space will be growing much bigger from this year, and because we have a lot of newer blockchain like Near protocol, we can onboard some non-tech savvy users to the platform really easily. Like they already the Near team already taken care of the technical stuff, like the user experience, like the transaction speed, the transaction cost. It is ready for the mass to be using this blockchain stuff for now. Yeah, maybe so yeah, I hope like Afiq mentioned earlier, we hope for us to birth the next Pokemon, the next baseball, the next Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and yeah, that's where we hope to take Paras since day one to the next couple of years to be like to be the place where we can give birth to the next big collectibles.
And in terms of the development of the platform, certain onboarding goals, maybe of new collectibles or new series, is there a roadmap right now for future building or developments on Paras that you guys are following, and what would that be?
Yeah, well, one of the things that we are trying to catch up is to have similar feature with other NFT marketplace such as auction or bidding, but some different aspect that we are really focused on is the card features, which is the booster pack. Like we wanted our artists to create like a collection and put it into a booster pack, and just like your physical trading cards, you buy a booster pack and you get some like 5 random cards. So, and also from aside from booster pack, we also trying to build this trading mechanism, because card is tradable, right? In the real life, people trade cards. So yeah, that's where we are hoping to build this year for Paras. And for the narrative, for the series, for the collection specific, we wanted to build like the publication place where the artists can share their lore, their narrative, their story about the artworks, and hopefully in the future they can create some kind of like novels, comics, or any other creative stuff within Paras. And yeah, this really still an idea, but I think it's worth to share with you guys. We wanted to create like the creative launchpad. Like if you knew that in 2017 we have like ICO, right? Initial coin offering. People are selling their coins. People will buy it, and yeah, that's it. That's about ICO. And with Paras, we believe we can create more like creative launchpad where some creative people, some artists can just create their project and funding it through this initial card sales, initial card series. And we can onboard a lot more creative people like game developers, like comic artists, novels, and many more. Not only just the artists that are focused on drawing some art, but also other creative as well.
I have a question about like the card collect different collections, right? Since Paras is a decentralized platform, how do you guys like unite artists in creating collections? Like collections don't necessarily have to be unique to one artist, right? So like, do you guys run events, or is it like a community-driven events that people can contribute to collections, or how is that kind of handled?
Yeah, we have that in our roadmap also, but for now we don't really have that kind of stuff. Some artists like we've been talking with Kodami community. Maybe I mentioned it right. The Kodami community, they have like a whole bunch of artists and also writers, and they collaborate it internally. So they create like there are some people that write the story, some people that create the artwork, and yeah, for now it is all is just the collection itself is being built internally by some of the team. But in the future, yes, we are hoping to do collaborative collection between multiple artists, multiple writers, and yeah, I think that's it.
There's a question from Lenara again that says, do you plan to offer other card formats, square, landscape, etc.?
Yeah, that's really good questions, because we got a lot of, because there are a lot of artists that are asking us about this format, right? We're just accepting 64:89 ratio, because that is the real physical trading cards format it's all about. But for now, we don't really have plan for changing it to like landscape or square or any other format. But we'll see. We'll let the community decide what's better for us, what's better for Paras.
I think before you were talking about trying to grow the Paras community, and I'm interested to hear in terms of community development, but also project development. Where do you hope to see the Paras community go in the coming months? And also, as a platform, do you plan on taking investment, or do you plan on looking for investment to kind of boost the growth of the platform as well?
Yeah, for the first question, the community. I think in the next 2-3 months, the community will be mostly based on the crypto artists, because onboarding the non-tech the non-crypto users, the non-crypto artists, the non-crypto people is it's relatively hard compared to onboarding those that are already experienced with the crypto art, right? So yeah, I think in this early Paras stage, we'll have a lot of crypto artists that are in the community. But yeah, in the long run, we are hoping to match to get more to get more non-crypto people, non-crypto artists on the platform, on the community, and become part of the community. And the second question for the growth and the investment, yeah, I think we are really open for that idea, for the investment to grow for us. But for now, we are not really sure where we should be going. I mean, like, we have the roadmap, we have the idea, but we are not really so sure how we can really execute it. So we are trying. For now, we are trying to experiment with a lot of things, for looking for a lot of different stuff, and try to find what's work and what's not. And yeah, maybe after that, when we are really got to the part of product market fit, then we are really open. We will be looking for some investors.
All right. So do you guys have any kind of closing thoughts or anything that you want to leave all of our viewers here with the last impression on Paras, or kind of where you're headed, etc.?
Yeah, I think maybe like if like any other NFT marketplace, we're pretty much the same. If you saw it like in the maybe like you just see it like it is the same like any other NFT marketplace, but inside we are trying to do much bigger than that. We are trying to be the next I would say that the next big collectible stuff to be built on top of Paras, and this is where we are hoping Paras to grow, right? To grow, to be onboard a lot of non-crypto users, a lot of people to be collecting NFTs, not only just the whales, the one that are really get rich from the crypto can collect it, because NFT is not just about high price artwork, right? It is the collectibles is not only just about how much it is priced, but the story itself will be the one that can touch the collector's heart. I think Afiq have more things to.
Yeah, so we're not just looking for a one-hit wonder artist that can sell cards that cost thousands of dollars. No, we want to be a one-hit wonder platform in which we have the best selling record, in which that we sell the highest bid card that existed in NFT marketplace. But what we want to do is that to grow a sustainable community in which that their creative process and their creative ideas can be stored and can be expanded for a long run, and we want our artists to perhaps collaborate with one another. We are very much open to a lot of artworks. We have artworks with we have art that inspired by background environment. We have this exquisite corpse collaborative drawings where people just where each collaborators draw a part of the drawing, and then it's a part of collaboration. And what we're really gunning is that we want to create this. We really want to create this fantasy card. They're not just limited for NFTs, but can be grown into perhaps trading card games, or can become novels, can become comic books. And we hope that our artists and our community had the same kind of mindset as we are, that we're not trying to go super fast, but we just want to be sustainable for the healthiness of the community and the healthiness of the platform as well.
That's a really great vision, I think, for what the future holds, especially at how early on in the game you guys are. I think the next couple years are going to be really transformative in this space, as you said, for books and for games and for a whole lot of things that people might not have even thought of. One final question we have is there any incentives for people to bring established non-crypto artists to the platform? Is there any type of bounty program, reward program, anything set up to kind of recruit some of the people who might not be familiar with crypto but are great artists?
Yeah, we have that. We have the artist referral program. So if you ask your friend, if you find some artist and you refer them to our platform, and in the artist in our artist invitation form, you have like the referral ID. You can just ask him or her to put your near account ID, and if the artist is accepted and minted their first card, we'll send you a 10 until 25 near for now. About the, currently we don't have that kind of big bounties. If you're bringing a big artist, a big projects or something like that, currently we just have like the artist referral for each person.
And one final question here from Lucas says, for Riqi, when are you minting the Astro Biker on Paris mainnet?
Astro Biker on mainnet?
I'm not sure exactly what he might be referring to. So I don't know if there's an inside joke there or something.
Oh yeah, maybe Astro Bike is one of the cards on our promotional videos. Well, it's basically like stock illustration that we bought from another website. So yeah, it will not be minted on our platform because it is not ours.
Awesome. Well, Thank you guys for stopping in, and it's really exciting to hear about this kind of niche area of NFTs that's going to be developing in the next couple of months to years. Definitely keep us in the loop of how Paras is developing in terms of the community, in terms of traction, and we'd love to have you on again sometime in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you for waiting. Yeah, thank you for waking up so early for this interview, guys. Yeah, we really appreciate it. We've been happy to be talking with you guys in the future.
Awesome. All right, we'll sign off now, but thank you everybody, and we'll see you next time on episode 8 of Near Without the Noise.